Hi everybody. I recently went through this exercise of creating OKR documents in Notion, and uh, I wanted to share with you how I did it, and I found it to be really useful and add value to the exercise. So what we're going to be doing is creating 2 pages. Um, this is the master company OKRs page, and it lists the company's objectives as well as another table that lists the company's key results that are linked to those objectives. From this master page, or master tables I should say, we're going to show you how to create a linked database to this so we can have our own individual pages, for example, for different departments or different product areas. In this case, we'll just make one for the product department, and as you see here, this would be just product OKRs on its own page. So let's get started. I've already created a page, so that would be your first step. The first step is to create the page for the master databases for objectives and key results. So we're going to make 2 blank databases in line on the page. Okay, this top one will be our objectives, and the next one will be key results. All right, now let's set up our table. What we actually want to do is set up the key results table first, because the objectives table will be looking up information from the key results table. So for our key results, we have the first one. The first column is going to be the name of the key results. We'll just call them key results. Second column is status, and we're going to make that a select type of column. Next one is target. And this is for measuring our key result. And so the property type is going to be number. And then the current progress of that, current progress of the key result as related to the target, and that's also going to be a number. We're going to have a progress column here, and that one, the type of it is going to be a formula, which we'll come back to what that formula is. And then we have the owner of the key result, and that's going to be a person. And then finally, we have a column for department, and that's going to be property type select. All right, so now that we've got that set up, we can also set up the objectives table. So we'll change this to objectives. All right, the next column in the objectives table is key results. And now this is where we're going to link the 2 tables together. The property type of this column is relation. And we're going to select a database. fact, let's just make this a little bit easier since we already have pages set up. So if we go back here, oh, we have to do this again. Change it to relation. Select a database. Key results. Create relation. So what that's going to do is allow us to look up key results from this table and populate some of the columns in the objectives table. Next column here is a status, and the property type for this one is going to be a roll-up. So it's also a type of relation where it's going to, based on the relation of the entry in the row, it's going to roll up or look up the status from another database. So in our case here, this will be looking up the status in the key results table. Progress, and the type for that is also going to be another roll-up. We're going to have a column for quarter and make that a select type. Product area, for lack of a better term, just in this example, also a select type. And department. These are discretionary columns that you can use. Okay. All right. So next, let's just fill out a couple of the objectives. Launch dashboard. Okay, and then increase recurring revenue. Okay. And then what we can do is we can have a couple key results as well. Add GA tracking to dashboard. Okay, and finish. All right, and then you can have just some made up key results. Okay, so we've listed out some objectives as well as some key results. Now what we're going to do is finish up the key results table. I'm going to come back to the status one. So the target here, we're going to use a 0 to 100 scoring scale. All right, so just populate those. Sure, there's a faster way for this, but just for this example, it's easy to see. So we can say here this is at 60 out of 100, 35, 55 and 35. Okay. So this one is a formula where it's going to be current over target. Oops, add an extra one there. Okay, done. And that calculates it out for us, basically as a percentage. In the original one, there was a progress bar, but for this example, that has a special formula that displays that. So I'm just going to skip that for the time being. Okay, and I'll make myself the owner of all of these. Okay, so here we're gonna make some selection, create some types here, or create some options that can be selected. So this is product, that's already created, and then this is sales, like so. Then what it'll do here is once we link it, it's going to automatically populate the objective. All right, so now we'll come back to this status column here and call this on track. Behind, there's some other options like not started, but all of these have been started. So now we have our options, we can just add them. Okay, so now, see here in the objectives table, we have the options just to pick what's associated, pick the key results that are associated with our objectives. So we are going to go ahead and select the first one and the second one, and there we go. We need to, for the status, select an existing relation, which is key results, but we need to change the property to status. Okay, same thing here. Selecting existing relation, so we're connecting it to the key results, and then we are going to list the progress here, and what we want to do is kind of adjust the size of this so it looks better, lines up neat. This one won't do it because it's too, the width is too small. Quarter, we're going to add some options. Q1 2021. Product area, we'll just call this dashboard. Call this product. Okay. We could use a lookup here, but it ends up duplicating. We could link this one here, but it ends up duplicating. It doesn't look good. Okay, so we're not going to finish this one. What we want to do now is, just for the sake of time, I'll skip the sales objective, and let's go ahead and create our product page. So I've already done that here. Let's add a nice icon for that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create a linked database, and we're actually going to link both of the tables. So let's start with the key results, and then let's get our objectives. There we go. So now what we want to do is filter out only the product OKRs. What you're going to notice here is that when you do this linking, the columns get kind of discombobulated, so you're gonna have to kind of adjust those as you like them. Move this back here, this back here. Yeah, that's okay. All right, so we're gonna just do a filter, add a filter where department is product, and there we are. Let's kind of fix this as well real quick. Where's the target? Okay, that's fine. So now we'll do the same thing here. Filter, add a filter where department is product. So now we've got our product OKRs on its own separate page. Other departments can do this with their own OKRs. If you want to break it down into product areas, you can do so if you're squad based, so each one can have their own page to track. And then management can always go back and have a look at the entire company's OKRs. This is a better looking one. Anytime they want. I hope you found this tutorial useful. If it was a bit long, sorry about that. And I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching, guys and gals.